Okay, you are extremely colorful, and I am extremely muted today.
Well, that's because I'm extremely colorful. We match pretty good, I think. I think so.
Let's see. How does that happen right before we go on, Vera? Okay, we're ready. It up.
Yeah.
A beautiful flower garden. Yes.
Yes.
Colorful soul. Okay, here we are. Thank you for joining us, Soul Tribe. Let's see who is with us.
I was telling Jerry,
today.
this is how my brain feels.
That's cute. All right. Here we go. Okay. So,
hi, Julia.
Today is going to be a fun day.
Mm-hmm.
It is a Soul Tribe Q&A day.
Mm-hmm.
We have good ones, huh, Vera?
I guess so.
Yeah. And as always, we have super chat. So,
as always.
Yes. So in case you have personal questions, past life, birthmarks, always kind of wondered about that birthmark or that mole, then we have super chat. You can ask your questions of Vera today. Okay. Purple Blaze.
Erica.
Sharon. Okay. So one of the things that we wanted to start off by telling everybody, just in case you're new, because these are all our friends that they're not new, but if you are new, just to share that Vera's specialty is past lives and, of course, the psychic abilities. So that comes together perfectly for your soul life readings.
Yes.
Which, we
changed it.
Yeah, it was really clever.
Again.
I thought that was super cute. And in soul life readings, you tell people about what, Vera? Pretty much
anything they want,
past,
except for murder and all that stuff.
Yeah, past, present, and future. So you're now booking those readings on our website, and you can check them out there. All righty. Now, without a Nana, hello. Okay.
Thank you, Julia. You are too.
That's sweet. Okay.
I love San Diego.
Me too.
Isn't it? I just like it there.
Yeah, I love how nice and sunny, beautiful, and it feels good. The energy there feels good, doesn't it?
It does. Yeah.
So we're going to start off today with a super chat question that we got, and it's longer because it's a dream. So they already sent it to us. They did their super chat, and now we're going to answer it. Vera's going to answer it in today's show. So I'm going to go ahead and read Sandy's dream. Okay. So Sandy's question is, I had a dream this morning that I was at my old house, and farm animals one by one kept coming in the backyard and leaving. I remember seeing a calf. It was sitting and walked away, but then an elephant came to the backyard fence that connects to a black wire fence and separates our house from our neighbors. And I remember saying, I already have issues with feeling secure here, and now the fence is broken. Then the dream changed, and I was in a room with my coworkers. I remember seeing my teammate who has been snappy and moody with me, wearing pink lipstick. Even though in person, I never see her wear lipstick, she was trying to look more glamorous in the dream. What I got in my head is she's trying to be someone she's not. I also remember seeing my one teammate who was younger, redhead, nice girl, who I vented to that day before. Then the dream switched to a brunette, muscular guy who I've actually seen him at work, and we have not met. In the dream, we were trying to talk, but this blonde woman keeps coming in between us, not saying nice things to me and trying to get mad in my head. I can't remember if this dream is from the same day or day after.
Is it trying to get in her head, but not trying to get mad, right?
Yes. Okay, I'll repeat that part. Okay. In the dream, we're trying to talk, but this blonde woman keeps coming in between us, not saying nice things to me and trying to
get in my head.
In my head.
Got it.
Okay.
All right. So you had like a 3-tier dream, which is interesting. because you know me, I like the 369s.
Yes.
So basically the animal situation in the dreams represents you and how you're feeling. It makes a difference to how you feel about what a calf represents to you, what elephants mean to you. But for what I'm picking up in your dream is the calf was sitting there, got up and left, just like the rest of the other animals. But a calf is someone that is vulnerable, right? It needs protection. It's still trying to find its place in the world because it's new. So that's what you're feeling in this situation that you're having with this person and a work situation. And it also has to do with that cute guy, because the cute guy is actually talking to this woman about you, and the woman is not liking it. That's why she's getting sassy, and you're picking that up psychically. The elephant is usually about protection, right? Because they're big and they can. And the fence made a big difference because the fence was broken, right?
Right.
And what is a fence for? Protection. So you're feeling vulnerable because there's a part of the fence that's broken. But usually, it's like the situation is making you off kilter. You're not your usual self-confident self type of situation. So it's okay to be vulnerable. It's okay if people don't like you and talk about you. Just keep walking as if you know, well, you do know who you are, but walk like that. It doesn't matter what other people think or what they're telling other people. That's part of your lesson, is just you keep walking with confidence and act the way you normally act. If people don't see it, that's on them. But you'll see that the other people in the office will see who you are and see through that other person.
Right.
So psychically, you're picking up on this lady that you said that she usually doesn't wear lipstick. So the first thing I got was you can put lipstick on a pig, but they're still a pig.
Right.
And that's putting bad things on pigs. They're very cute. But
and super smart.
Yes. So, but that's a saying,
right?
You know, so she has ulterior motives, and you're picking up on that, and that's what it is. But just keep acting the way you're acting, make it professional in the work situation. And then if the guy believes that girl, then he's not the guy for you. Right?
Amen. Yeah.
So just keep being your wonderful self.
Wow.
Yeah.
Isn't that amazing how
What happened?
I was like, what is that sound?
Oh,
coming from the TV.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyway, I just think it's fascinating how our minds work.
Yes. Yeah. And then she's trying to figure it out. You know, it's also a release dream, but it's also a psychic dream. So there's many different facets of it.
Yeah. It's just awesome because of the symbols that, you know, that
broken
Sandy used. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
To give yourself messages with what's going on. Because like you said, psychically, she's picking that up. And that's just so right on, spot on the symbols that she used in her dream.
Yeah, exactly.
Really.
So good luck to you.
All right. Are you ready for the next question?
We're both ready.
Okay, here we go. So our next question is from Lori. And Lori's question is, now I often wonder, when things happen, if it's meant to be that way or if it's designed to work out that way. Am I still being manipulated to do things, or is it my own idea? I'm having a very weird life. I hope others are too. Laugh out loud. Life is paranormal.
Life is one big paranormal.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's interesting, isn't it? And that could be even the question could mean two different perspectives. Like one could be programming from her youth. Right. I can relate to that. One could also be
it's her chart too, because she still has to follow her chart no matter what's going on with the programming, because it'll be that rub. You know, it's just not going to, if your chart is saying that you've got to be you wanted to learn how to assert yourself, how to stand up for yourself, then the rub would be if you're not following that,
Right.
So, and that's the lesson right there. You're going, okay, once you learn that, then you don't have to go through it again. But all of this is pre-planned outline-ish, like I've talked about before.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's where it's an outline.
Yeah.
And we're going to eventually hopefully get there. But the in-between part is where, okay, we can stay on the straight and narrow path,
Right.
or we can go off in the weeds a little bit, take extra time to learn our lessons.
Sometimes we need that.
Yeah. And sometimes if we don't want to go down that path because certain things we don't want to, then it's kind of like we hit a little dead end. And then, like you just said, the universe will nudge our way back to our path because that's what we really wanted to learn. And we got our outline. Okay, are you ready for the next question?
Yeah.
Okay, Lori's next question. I've read that we chart 5 exit points throughout our lives. We can take whichever one we want. So I don't know for certain if we plan to have a murderer take us out. What if they change their minds? It makes me wonder if there is free will or if everything is planned on the other side and we just act out our script without realizing we're doing it. That's a great question. Yeah. So if we have charted to be killed that way,
you're going to be killed that way.
Right.
If the murderer changes their mind, then you weren't going to be killed that way. It's just, it's planned. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
But we do have lateral movement. We have an outline sometimes of what we want to experience in our chart. And then we would give ourselves like leeway of, we always use the car accident, right?
Right.
Oh, I want to experience a car accident. Well, maybe I just want a fender bender, but it's still a car accident. Or no, I want a full-blown car accident to see how I'll do and all that stuff.
Yeah. Because if we have charted an experience where we're facing off with the murderer, if for some reason our chart takes a different route, we're still going to experience aspects of that experience. We're still going to get those lessons, those main lessons. We're going to be faced with those things and how we react. Yeah. Great example about the car accident.
Yeah. So if that's where you set it to go, that was your last day on earth, that's the way it's going to happen.
So free will, that's a very good question, because really free will is what we have on the other side. That's where we have, this is what I want to learn. I want to learn how to have power over myself, even if I'm in a powerless situation. I want to learn how to receive compassion or whatever. But that's where we have that free will. And then once we're in life, like you already pointed out, Vera, is that it can take different forms.
Yeah.
But it's like what we're playing out, like you said.
And plus, it's not just for our lessons, it's for everybody that's around. Like for the doctor that you're going to go to emergency, their lesson. It's going to be for the nurses. It's going to be for your family that has to go visit you in the hospital. It's all kinds of stuff, or aftercare. So it's everybody has a lesson in your lesson. Exactly. And you have lessons in their lessons.
And even if we might not think it at the time, there's so many on the other side too that are watching for many reasons, learning how to help us in life, learning how to help entities when they come home, just all kinds of things.
I just realized, I'm so sorry, Roxanne. I sent her a text message this morning telling her I picked something up for her, and I forgot to finish it because I've been like running around.
Is she here?
Yeah, that's
okay. Great. So we have another question. Yeah. Was there anything else that you wanted to say about Lori's? Okay, great. All right, we have a question.
Okay.
And it is the man who was my father. Well, everybody can read it. It's right there. In the past life, I had in New Orleans in the late 1800s.
Is incarnate right now in either of our lives. Yes.
See, I love it.
In Dee's life. Yes.
See, I love it that she's picking up on that.
Yeah.
It's like, there's a reason why Erica asked that question.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's someone in her family too.
All right. Okay. Every time you hear the little That means there's a bubble up here. Was there something else?
Well,
you wanted to say
it's
there?
like a husband, and I don't know if she's still with that husband.
Mhm.
Maybe not, but whoever she married first.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. So next question is from Kay Gray.
I like that name.
I know, it's cool, huh? Kay's question is,
Hey, Gray, how are
Yeah.
you today?
I'm A-okay. Just kidding. Okay. Kay's question is, are there signs that show that we have an exit point coming up? That's a great question.
No, there isn't. It depends on it just depends on what you're going through in the time frame of, like, say you're in a deep depression and it's like, that's it, I don't want to be around anymore. And there might be like a little thing that you can take you out, but it's not anything you can plan.
Right.
It's just, it's there, but you don't know it. Thankfully.
Right.
You don't want to know it.
Yeah, I don't know how we deal with that.
Live your life the best way you can.
Amen. Yeah. I hear
the best way that you can do it.
Yeah, we're not meant to know exactly. Like you already said. Okay, Mick.
You can know after.
Yeah.
Because either you're on the other side or you're still here.
Yeah.
And you're going, "Ooh, that was close."
Yeah. Okay. Mick S's question is, I have a question about, I think I'm saying this right, Archons. Archons. Apparently, they are some powerful spirits that control our lives, even when we die. Flipping the page here. Right now. They have control over reincarnation. It's like they control everything. They live in the fourth dimension. Some spiritualists say they play with karma and they want to control over our souls, and they are evil. What can you tell me about this?
Well, Mike S., I really don't know about Archons. What I'm feeling that they're picking up on are lost light souls.
Yeah.
And lost light souls, their main job is to, how do you say it?
Wreak havoc
wreak havoc is what I always say. I was trying to think of a different word because I always use wreak havoc, but yeah, that's their main goal is to just make us miserable in this life. So in terms of, this is why I want to show you guys. Look,
that's her kitty.
My kitty cat does eat my homework.
Yeah. One time when you texted me that, I was like, really? And then she showed me the picture. Yeah. It's so funny.
Okay. So I don't believe they have control over reincarnation. That is up to us. We're the ones that have the power over the lost lights, actually, but sometimes we just don't feel it. We don't know it. We're vulnerable at a certain time, but really with the power and the energy of God and the angels, they can't hurt us. Right. So I just don't, in our Gnostic philosophy, that just isn't the way we believe. But if that's the way you believe, then, that's okay too. The lost lights do try to mess with your chart, so, and want control over our souls. Oh, definitely. They want, you to feel as bad as they do, I guess. So that's the way I feel. Right.
That's what we believe. Yeah. I mean, and from our research, it's like they want to have power over us. So they don't, like you've already pointed out, it's not that they control reincarnation, but sometimes if we face them in some lifetimes, we might want to finish up with them. And we may chart, like in Lori's question, being murdered. Doesn't mean all murder. I know.
Not all murders are lost lights.
We have to judge the act, not the soul, and that type of thing. All kinds, it depends on the intent. But when it comes to lost lights, like if we want to finish up and reclaim, let's say, our power from this entity and not let them affect us anymore, then we may chart them in a future life, but they don't have control over that. Ultimately, we're the ones that are charting our lives.
Sometimes they do follow you in there.
And that's where we just talked about soul stalker from when Vera did the soul journey session for me, and there was a soul stalker there. And in this regression, that could see this person was in this other lifetime. And so they do follow us. It doesn't necessarily change our chart. It can make it worse, but it all depends on really how we respond. And to Mick's question about the fourth dimension, we know that, we have the other side, which is going back to God. That's where we're from. It's a place of pure love and light.
Yeah.
And then there's also the more darker dimension where lost light entities are in sort of like a holding pattern to reincarnate right back into life, because this is their heaven.
Yeah.
And the only thing I wanted to say about that is that could be considered what people might like with these particular spirituals might think is or say is a fourth dimension, but it's just another dimension, if that makes sense.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, hi, Tiff. I didn't see her in there.
I was going to say aloha. That's right there.
Yeah.
All right. Very cool information and very excellent questions. Okay. Now, was there any other things that you wanted to say about that, Vera? Okay. And it's interesting too, because they're asking if they're evil, and really it's their choice, right?
Right.
Because that's where we choose to turn away from God and lose our light in our lifetimes and actions and things like that. Okay. So we had Soul Triber's question asking about the future, if you can pick up on future lives when you're in the middle of a soul journey session. And it also kind of like goes together with how you can pick up on the future in your readings. And I just thought this would be a great opportunity to share your amazingly cool story.
Oh, about one of my clients. This was in a regression. And one of my clients had gone to the other side, and she was, she had, I don't know, I think maybe, can't remember how many miscarriages she had before. But then she went to the other side, and there was this little baby there waiting for her. And so she was just like in seventh heaven. She was holding the baby, and the baby was talking to her, even though it was a little baby, and telling her that he was coming in and they were going to be together and that kind of stuff. But of course, after the session was over, she was like, I think I just made that up because I wanted so badly to do that. But I think it was, what did I tell you, like a year later, she called the office, and she was telling me that she was pregnant. She sent me an announcement, a baby announcement. So that was just so cool. And that she was pregnant and she had the baby. And so she actually, with a regression, you can go into the future and see what's going to be happening.
Right.
And you can also go to future lives, but she went into the future in her current lifetime.
Right.
Yeah. And they had told her, the doctors told her that she probably wouldn't be able to carry a child. So I don't know if she had any more, but that was,
talk about hope and comfort.
Yeah,
and I mean, that would make me feel so much better if I wanted something so badly and I didn't think there was any hope.
Yeah.
And then to see something like that, have a vision like that, it would just fill me with so much joy. And then that's actually more conducive to healing and doing what we need to do within, to gain that type of
and that was before you could do what's it called, IVF or whatever,
to get pregnant.
Shots, it was meant to be.
That is so
what it
cool.
was. Yeah,
that's
neat.
And
it was a boy. Yeah, it was a boy. Yeah,
that's neat. Wow, that's really cool.
Isn't it cool?
It is. All right, Vera, was there any other questions that have come in this week that you wanted to share?
I don't think so.
Okay.
No, Great questions, though.
Yeah, exactly. And we want to just thank you all so much for being the most amazing soul tribe and sharing your light with us and with each other through the comments. We love it that you're commenting on our videos and talking to each other, commenting to each other. It's just awesome. And thank you also for helping us to share the enlightenment.
Exactly.
So thank you for helping us to enlighten by liking and sharing and commenting and subscribing. What?
That's it. I just said exactly again.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we need a t-shirt.
Yeah, that's it, Roxanne. Not to give up hope.
Exactly. You know what's amazing about that? All the archangels, their function is actually hope.
Yeah.
And it's super cool that they help us in all these different ways, because each one has their own way to help us. But ultimately, their function is hope.
Yeah.
Whether it's healing, cool. Whether it's protection, whether it's revelations and peace and energy. It's really cool.
Exactly.
Okay. Well, we want to thank you so much for joining us today. We love you. And
live your joy, like Julia said too. That's good.
Yes, because that's a part of helping to create it to happen, just like we've learned, right? From manifesting.
Yes.
And feeling like you're living it now helps to bring it into now.
Well, look at Purple Blaze and what's going on with your health. Awesome? It was at one point, and then with all of your belief in things getting better and moving towards that. And look at you now, losing weight, and it's just the betterment of your health, where before you couldn't see that. So it's really amazing what we can do within that strength that we have.
Exactly.
That's what we got to keep one foot in front of the other, and then help each other along the way. Exactly. Go, come on, let's go, girl.
I'm like, when I sing it, we're off to see the wizard.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah. And that's exactly what we're doing here.
Down 67 pounds.
That is
good job.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah. And it's not just the weight, it's just all of that angst, that anxiety is just dripping off.
Wow.
So that's just awesome.
That just sounds wonderful. Because we all have life stressors, right?
Exactly.
It sounds very nice.
Sweet dreams, Nana. Rose. Yeah.
That is amazing.
Yep.
All right. Well, we love you all. And I hope you have great positive energy to get you through the week. And we'll see you next Saturday. And Vera,
journey with us.
Sorry.